You see this thing? You see this one? It's a tape measure. As an importer, you must have how to avoid what I ordered versus what I got from China. Most of us have been asking me this question, and I've also seen personally on people who have imported and they are giving out their anger, or they are showing out their anger on social media about items they bought and they didn't really get exactly what they wanted. So today I'm just here to sort you guys out, to show you the right way, to show you how to avoid this in your business. Okay, the first thing you need to understand is, are you getting the right information about the business that you are going into? That is importation. Most of us go into importation without the right information, so it means that you didn't learn importation the right way, so you are bound to make many mistakes. You are bound to make many mistakes because you didn't learn importation the right way, or you didn't learn importation from the right people, so you are always bound to make some of these mistakes. Okay, so the first thing I would advise you to do is to get the right information about whatever thing you are doing. It's importation you're about to do. If you are into importation, you need to get the right information, the relevant informations you need. You must get those information before you even think of getting into importation. Most of us just go into it because, yes, I have watched a few videos on YouTube and I can put some of the points together, so let me just go and do it. But importation is not all about that. There are so many things you need to learn about importation. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, some of us, we too like cheap things. Yes, we too like cheap things. You'll go and see a particular some item somewhere, okay, maybe from a supplier or of these sourcing apps. Okay, note, always put this in your mind: things are affordable in China, but they are not cheap. Okay, so how much are they selling this in your local market? You can see that maybe there's this particular item, they are selling it in your local market at this particular price, right? You have seen this same item from a supplier in China or on any of these sourcing apps, and the price is way lower. Like, when you compare it to how much they are selling it in your country, the price can even be like 10 or 20 times lesser. Please, and you expect to get the same quality. You expect to get the same quality, to get it as it is. So the first thing you need to understand is that items in China are affordable. Okay, once you bring it down to your country, how much people are selling it there is usually just the same price that they have gotten it at. Okay, and if you are using sourcing apps, when you search for an item, compare it with about 2 or 3 or 4 suppliers and have a fair idea of what is going on. There was this situation about this lady who was venting her anger on a platform 1688. They have an overseas platform that some of us are inside. So she was like, she bought a 19 pieces silicone set, and the supplier sent her a knife or beads, something like that. It wasn't exactly the item she bought. Sent her a different kind of thing, beads or so. And she was like, why should it be so? And this that. So people were like, she should send the link into the group. She sent it. I tried to get into the store of the supplier, and guess what? I've chatted with the supplier before, but I didn't purchase from that supplier, though I've made the purchase. Why didn't I purchase from that supplier? If you see the price the supplier is selling that that 19-piece sets for, meanwhile, when you search, the normal price range is around 30 RMB, 40 RMB, 45 RMB, because they are in different grades. But this lady went and saw this supplier and the person is selling like 20 RMB, and it's the 20 that attracted her. So she was like, okay, then this one is way cheaper, like 10 RMB difference. So the person went and bought from that supplier, and the supplier sent her a bid. So some of us, we too like cheap things. Recently, I read a comment in one of my videos, and a lady was like, a particular supplier that I give out, their items are too expensive. And I was like, okay, oh, the place that you know is not expensive, go there and buy. Me, I will not recommend a supplier that will give you bad things. All of the suppliers that I give out, most of them I've purchased from them. Those that I'm into that business, I've purchased from them before, and I am selling it in my country and making profit. You are saying that it's expensive, then go and buy the cheaper ones, right? So please, the first thing you need to understand is that you have to avoid cheap things. Avoid cheap things. Run away from cheap things. You see somebody selling a blender, okay, at a way lower price, and somebody is selling it at a bit reasonable price. You go for the cheap one. Note that the motor inside that cheap one is not the same. It's never the same motor inside the other one. You have the same. That's one thing people don't know about importation, especially these home appliances. It's the same blender, the same blender. When you look at it, it's the same. There's nothing that is the same cap, the same everything, the same model, but the motor that is inside is not the same motor. Just understand that. So one will buy the blender at a way cheaper price and be like, oh, this person's items are always expensive. Then the other person will go and buy the durable one, that's the expensive one. Then as time goes on, you realize that the first person's blender will get spoiled while the other person is still using their blender. That's how importation is. And you need to understand that if you are going to buy an item and you are buying it at a way cheaper price, expect not to get the same quality. You will not get the same quality. That's just it. You won't get the same quality. You will not get the same quality. And another example is this 17-piece or 19-piece kitchen utensils. Okay, they are in different grams. So if one supplier is giving you at way cheaper, know that the material they have used to make it is a cheap material. That material is a cheap material. So don't say, oh, this supplier things are cheap. You go and buy it cheap, but you will come and have issues with your customers all the time, or it will get there and how you saw it is not exactly how it is. So avoid cheap things at all costs. The next thing I'll be talking about is always check store ratings. If you are using a supplier's contact, just make sure that the people that have purchased from there, what are they saying about it? The person that's recommending to you, what are they saying? Are they reliable suppliers? That is just it. Once they are reliable suppliers, you can go ahead to purchase from them. So now let's get into buying from these sourcing apps. So if you are buying from sourcing apps like 1688, Pindodo, Alibaba, and the rest, you have to always check store ratings. If store ratings are like maybe from 4.5 to 5-star ratings, it's a good store. Okay, I'm not saying check only that, but it is a good store. Their return rate from like 30% upwards is a good store that you can purchase from. Okay, and if you also have you can also check the number of years they have been in business. From 3 years upwards is a good place that you can purchase from. Now the next thing you need to check is the reviews. There are some of the suppliers who give fake reviews. Okay, I wouldn't call it fake, but it's like fake, but I wouldn't, because some of them they just put their items together, okay, and they'll take a picture of it and post it as a comment, just to attract somebody who have gotten into their store for a very first time, okay. So if you see that the same kind of person, the same person is commenting and commenting on that particular product, it just tells you that it might be the supplier that is doing that, okay. So it is sort of a fake review. But there are also some of the stores that when you get into, there are genuine reviews over there that you can check and at least have a fair idea of what is going on in that person's store, okay. All in all, just make sure that you check their ratings and be convinced that this particular their ratings are good and you can purchase from them, okay. Now let's get right into the next thing. The next thing I will be talking about is, make sure you know measurements. Somebody will be like, it's importation that I am doing. You see this thing? You see this one? It's a tape measure. As an importer, you must have this. As an importer, this thing is very, very, very important that you have it. Why should you have it? You are having it because you need to understand when they say cm. What does cm mean? When they say something is 20 cm, what is 20 cm? Some of us don't know what 20 cm looks like, okay. So this one, that is what I always use. I make sure I have a tape measure with me, even me that I have been importing for years. So you that you are starting, you need this, or a ruler. If you have a ruler or you have a tape measure, it is okay. Now, what is the use of this ruler and this tape measure? You have searched for an item on one of these sourcing apps, okay. They have told you that they have given you dimensions of the bag. You are going to buy a bag. They have given you dimensions of the bag, okay. So they'll tell you that the bag is 20 cm, okay. So this is how 20 cm looks like, okay. So from here to here, so this is how wide the bag is, okay. But the picture that they put there, sometimes, let's just be honest with ourselves. Even when you yourself you take a picture with your phone, does it depict the exact size of the item? No. And they too, they use graphics to make it look nice, for it to look nice, so that at least you can purchase things from their store. So that is why they put some of these measurements out there. You, the one buying, you are supposed to make sure that you know exactly what you are doing, right? So you need to get something like this. When you see a bag, just check the dimensions. So they are saying the height is 30 cm, so 30, so it means that, okay, so this is how it is, and 20 lengthwise, so this is how the 20 looks like, okay. So okay, yeah, so this is how it is, okay. So it's cool. You have checked the bag. They said the bag is 7 cm. This is how 7 cm looks like. Oh, see, 7 cm. But the picture, they can't snap a picture like this and put there for you. So you buy the bag and come, and the bag looks like this, and you feel like, oh, what I ordered versus what I got. But that's not usually the situation. It's just that we don't do our work well as importers. We don't do our work well, okay. So make sure that you have something like this, or a tape measure. Once you get the dimensions of any item at all, you are going to check it, okay. I recently bought a table set, okay, a steady table for the home, okay. Once I saw that they said it's 150 cm, I have to come and check. Oh yes, I have to come and check how long the 150 is. I have to come and check. Okay. So this is the whole 150, like the whole length of this, you see. And they were in different measurements. They had those that was in 50. So I know that this is how long the table will be. Don't just go and look at the picture there and buy it and come and be like, no, this is not what I bought, it's too small and all that. So that's it for measurements. Now the next thing you need to know is you have to know volumes. You have to know volumes. Volumes as an importer. Look at this. You see this thing? When I was buying this, right, the picture that you will see with this particular jar, right, the picture you see is way small. Yes, it's smaller than this. It's smaller than this. Even as I'm showing it in the camera, it's small. If you see it in real life, you see that it's big. And they wrote by it that the volume of this is 1.2 liters. I, the one buying, have to know how big 1.2 liters is. That is it. When I was buying this, this is a flask. Okay, this is a flask I bought from China. When I was buying this, they told me that this flask is 500 ml. 500 ml. So it means that I should know how 500 ml volume looks like. Is that something I want to purchase? Before you even go ahead to purchase, you don't just see this picture and because it appeared big in the picture, you will just go ahead and buy. When you know that they said it's 500 ml, you should know what 500 ml looks like. Okay, so these are things that you have to just learn as an importer. The next thing I'll talk about is weight. You need to learn about weight. When they say something is 1 kg, how does 1 kg weight looks like? Like, how does it feel like for something? How heavy is something that is 1 kg? You need to make sure that you also know something like that, so that when you are buying an item, it can give you an informed idea if you should use air shipping or you should use sea shipping. I hope you are getting it. Once you are able to get the kg, if you have like 14 kg, they have told you that the item is 14 kg, you know that 14 kg is very heavy. So it means that what, you cannot just use 14 kg for air shipping. It will be expensive. Okay, but if you have an item that they have told you that okay, this item is 100 grams, 100 grams is not even up to a kg, so it means that you can use air shipping for it, and at least you can at least balance it out, that it wouldn't cost so much because the weight is light, right? So basically, as an importer, you need to do your things right. If you always blame the supplier for sending you the wrong things, some of the complaints that people even put out there, it's not it. When you go inside, you realize that it's the mistake of the person that bought. Okay, it's the mistake of the person that bought. Also, always make sure that you understand the product you are buying. Understand the product you are buying. Some of us just go and purchase products that we don't really understand what we are buying. So they have written in the product that they are, so maybe you have seen a kid's cuddle, and there's cushion on the kid's cuddle. Your mind is telling you that it comes with the cuddle and it comes with the cushion inside and every setup there. But maybe they are selling only the cushion, or they are selling only the cuddle. it will come and it's only cushion, and you will now be insulting the supplier. The supplier have scammed me, the supplier sent me only cushion. But the real thing is that you didn't read the descriptions well. There are sometimes they'll put items out and they are like, the items are mixed. Okay, so they'll show you a sample of how these items look like, but it's not exactly those items that they are going to send to you. It's not exactly those items that they are going to send to you. So if they bring out the item and you realize that the sample they sent you is not exactly it, that is it. Like, that's the description they gave you. It's mixed, so it's not exactly what they show you that you are going to get. Okay, so once you are able to do all of these, then I hope that you can be able to avoid this, what I ordered versus what I got. I haven't experienced that thing before. I haven't experienced it before, because I always make sure I put all of these things that I have shown you inside any single item that I am purchasing from China. You have watched me till this time, and this is the end of the video. Like this video, share it with friends and family. Most importantly, subscribe for more tips. I'll see you next time.